Today we're doing a review of the Stubble Co Crossbody. In this video, I'm gonna take my experience of reviewing 500 plus of the world's best bags, and I'm gonna give you my honest take on this sling. I'm gonna pack it out, talk about the honest pros and cons, and if you're not quite sure this is the sling for you, you're gonna wanna stick around to the end of the video, because there I'll make some alternative suggestions for some other options on the market, because here at Nomads Nation, I don't care if you buy this sling or whatever sling you buy, I just want you to find the bag that best suits your needs. Let's talk about the gist of the Stubble Co Crossbody. Stubble Co is a British brand who's been really kind of showing up on the carry community radar over the years. If you don't know, the carry community is people like me who are strangely obsessed with bags. I don't understand it either, okay? Can't help ourselves. Bags are just cool. And Stubble Co is one of the brands that doesn't like directly cater to us, but they're on the periffs. And they're slowly like invading into the community more and more because they're making some pretty cool stuff. Like this crossbody, like I really dig this thing. It's not perfect, but let's talk about some of its top features. It's made from highly weatherproof materials and fabrics. We've got this front kangaroo-esque pocket, which is compressible. A hidden front pocket here. A main compartment with a bit of organization. A hidden back zipper pocket, and a harness system that works pretty darn well in crossbody mode, but will it work as well in fanny/waist mode? We'll talk about that 2 chapters from now. As of recording, the Stubble Co Crossbody comes in 7 color options. Now it's advertised as a 3-liter, but we always double check these things. Real fast, running you through, we filled up the main compartment and the front compartment to its full capacity. As we can see, it's looking real bulky right now, but we couldn't fit anything in the back compartment with the main compartment fully packed out. Very normal for a sling. Let's see what this comes out to. So we got 1 liter there, 2 liters. Yeah, I'm gonna say you probably got around 2.5 liters capacity. 3 though, if you're going to include any potential gear that you could put in this little kangaroo pouch. Fine, 3. Final answer. For the size, we've got a width of around 12 inches and a height of just under 7 inches. And for the shoulder strap, thank you, Tav, got about, let's call it 37 inches. This is the bag when it's empty, and this is when it's fully packed out and worn on me. For reference, I'm 5'8". And don't worry, I'm gonna pack out the bag throughout the entire review so you can see exactly what it fits. All Stubble Co products come with a 2-year warranty against manufacturing defects. And for all that, this crossbody runs around 100 USD. And if at any point during this video you're thinking about picking one of these slings up or you want to find out more information, we highly suggest doing so with the first link in the description. Reason being, that link makes sure that you get the best price, and we oftentimes have discount codes. But that link also helps support the Nomads Nation YouTube channel and team so we can keep making the best bag reviews on the web. Thank you very much. Okay, let's talk about the outside of the Stubble Co Crossbody. Starting with the aesthetic, I think it's a good looking sling. It's modern, it's fashionable while still having some subtlety to it. And a lot of that is going to be due to Stubble Co's discreet branding, but more so is gonna be the fabrics and materials that are being used, because there's gonna be pros and potential cons with materials such as these. Pro, sleek look, techie, modern. But also we got some functionality as to where this fabric, which is, I believe, a 900D polyester. Yep, so it's a 900D recycled PET, which means that, you know, Stubble Co is doing their effort to keep things eco-friendly. But a fabric like this, it's got that rubbery aesthetic and feel. And that's due to a coating process. And that coating is incredible for rain resistance and for cleaning. I actually like what Stubble Co say on their website. They say it's a wipeable material, and that's not really, you know, talked about enough as to where, like, it's just nice to have a bag like this that you can take a wet wipe and just wipe it down clean. So those are the pros of a material like this. But on the cons side, a coating like this could be polyurethane, which means that it could peel over time. And if you're like, maybe that's not that bad, look at this and this and this and this and this. So you can see that these are different bags with different coatings, but at the end of the day, you don't know if this bag will end up looking like that after a few years, especially if you got a lot of exposure to sunlight and humidity. There's no way to know for sure, just something that you should be aware of.
And no way to know for sure. We don't actually know what fabric, what coating this is.
That's a great point, Tab. We actually can't comment on whether or not this will peel because we actually don't know what the coating is, because it just says on the website 900D recycled PET. So we'd love for Stubble Co to be more transparent about what fabrics they're actually using and what coatings they're using. If you agree, let us know in the comments below. So we're gonna talk about all the zippered pockets in the next section, but we're gonna talk about this kangaroo pouch right now. because I got a lot to say, because I think it's cool. I've reviewed so many slings, and like, this is innovation. I mean, I'm sure some other sling has done this before. I'm not saying Stubble Co made this, but in the hundreds of slings that I've reviewed, I haven't seen one quite done like this before, and it can really add a lot of functionality. But with limitations as well, right? Like, you're not gonna be able to comfortably fit a 1 liter water bottle in there. I mean, it can kind of fit, right? And you can cinch it into place. And I kind of agree. Whoa, it's actually surprising. How do I look, Tabby? Hydration, man. So the 1 liter Yeti, it does work, but might not recommend it. But I do think it's a great spot for your umbrella, especially for people like me and Tav, and possibly you, city dwellers out there, right? It's rainy in the summer. It is here in Hong Kong. Use the umbrella. You don't want to put it in the main compartment where it can get wet. You can just kind of cinch it into place here. But here's a problem with this compartment, is it's not going to be the most secure, both from the top and in regards to the holes on the side, as to where a small umbrella like this potentially slide through, but it took some effort, right? I want to showcase to you a bit more of what this pouch is capable of holding and not holding, but to do that, the bag's gotta be fully packed out. So let's go back to this section in just a minute. And before we move on to the next chapter, we gotta talk about the strap and the harness system and the comfort, because overall, I think it's a very comfortable chest bag. As the name suggests, right, it's the crossbody. And I like what Stubble Co did there, is where they were very direct about what this bag is and kind of inadvertently saying you what it isn't. Reason being, to be a good crossbody fit, it's great when the strap comes in at a little bit of an angle. It's not a lot, right? We're not shooting completely north, but just a little bit on both sides. Just gives a better fit overall on the torso when it's being worn. Now contrast that with a hip belt that comes in left to right, just like this. And that's a lot better for going around the waist, right? 'Cause just imagine like the direction that the nylon webbing is pointing in. Which is why, as the name suggests, this is a better crossbody than it is a waist pack. I always want to say fanny pack, but to the Brits out there, it's actually like a very bad word. So it's a better waist pack. That's screw it, it's a fanny pack. Just deal with it, Brits. My naughty mouth. This strap is 1.5 inches in width. It's not the highest quality nylon webbing that I've ever touched with my fingers. It's okay for the price point. I think that it could have been better, but it is a little bit coarser, which you might hate because it's not gonna feel as luxurious. But that coarseness can come in handy, especially if you're wearing really like smooth fabrics, like a down jacket or like those puffy jackets in the winter. That coarseness can then give you a bit of grip. We've got a dangle stopper right here, web holder, keeping the excess nylon in its place and making this little guy happy. Then we got a big old buckle. Made by Woojin. They make some of the best hardware in the game, so I love that. And yeah, I just think it's important to know, like, this is definitely a thicker strap with a chunkier bit of hardware. If you like something a bit more thin and elegant and less noticeable, this is definitely gonna feel a bit more like manly, which some people dig and some people don't like as much. And one more thing that some people don't like is buckles on their slings, straps. For that reason I just illustrated, as to where somebody could potentially jack this thing off of you. We're starting to see more slings come without hardware like this, which I think is gonna, be the trend moving forward. But a buckle like this does make the sling a little bit easier to take on and to put it off. Take off and put it on. I was close. And I gotta say, if you enjoy me being dyslexic and mixing up my words, and also being super nerdy about my deep diving into slings and bags, you might be smitten to find out that here at Nomads Nation, we don't just do epic sling and backpack reviews on our YouTube channel, but we also have the Nomads Nation newsletter. And in that newsletter, you can look at me like your reporter in the field, bringing you all the best information of what's happening in this incredible industry. I'm talking about all the drops, limited edition releases, and exclusive access to our discount codes and giveaways. So if you want to keep your finger on the pulse of what's happening in the carry community, the world of travel and EDC gear, be sure to look for this globe emoji in the description below. I hope to see you in your inbox. Okay, let's talk about the inside of the Stubble Co Crossbody. We got 3 pockets, and all these pockets are protected by zippers, and none of these zippers are YKK, I think. These don't look like YKK to me. And YKK would be advertised. Sometimes the Y and the double Ks are a little sneaky. This just says T and coats. And I have no idea what that means. But one thing I think it means is that Stubble Co might be cutting the corners on their zippers ever so slightly. I understand that YKK aren't the only zipper company. There's Riri, there's RSS. In this industry, YKK zippers are just sort of seen as the best. It doesn't need to be on every bag, but at this price point, I usually prefer to see them on a bag like this. So that's one negative thing about the zippers. The other thing is that these zippers are very, very, like crazy sticky, which I think is because of the fact that they're not YKK. Like I've dealt with a ton of YKK PU-coated zippers. I'm surrounded by hundreds of bags and like most of them have YKK PU-coated zippers. And they're tough to open and close, but these are tougher, which makes me worry about their long-term durability. And just like the fact that this coated fabric can peel, so can this. Doesn't mean that it won't, no guarantees. But as you can see, all these PU-coated zippers are peeling, could happen to this bag. But keep in mind on the other side, I will be the first to admit that the water resistance of such a combination of fabrics and materials, oh, it's gonna be great. It won't be waterproof because there will still be seams where the needle went in and out near the zippers, but this is going to be extremely water resistant. Front pocket. Kind of cool because it has some capacity to it, and you're either gonna love or hate this neon orange lining. I personally love it. I think it adds a bit of character to the inside of the bag, and it has a functional purpose as to where it creates a highlight effect on those dark nights and, you know, non-sunny days, just making it easier to find what you put where in your bag. Now this pocket has a bit of volume to it, but not enough to fit my sunglass holder. You know what? We're actually gonna squeeze it in there. Perfect. And that's basically taking up all the space. So if you're wondering, what's the biggest thing that you can fit in this pocket? It's going to be your typical sunglasses hard shell case. And I think it's a great place for your sunnies as well because of the quick access, or should I say semi-quick access, because wow, those zippers are sticky. All right, you can see right here, I got a bunch of gear. So we can show you what fits and what doesn't. I know most of us aren't bringing around novels to the park these days, but just so you get an idea, your average size book will just barely fit in there. But one thing to note about this Sling's main compartment is the capacity is a little tight. And that's for two reasons. One, just the zipper doesn't fully extend down, and just with the design of the zipper, it kind of wants to close. But two, you've got the compression strap with the kangaroo pouch right here also interfering. Not the end of the world, just little things if you're a nitpicker. And also some nitpickers might not like the fact that there's only 1-2 pockets inside this main compartment. For me, I think that's a great number of pockets. But for some people, they want like 15 pockets in their Sling. Not Tav, not me. What about you? Is 2 pockets in the main compartment enough? Or are you like Tav and I, we're like, dude, 2 pockets, good to go. What more do you need? Let me know your pocket preferences in the comments below. So the main compartment, I'm gonna throw my AirPods, gum, tissues, and in the main compartment, we're gonna do some pens at the bottom, power bank. I'm gonna try and get a little tripod in there as well. Oh yeah, perfect. Overall, I think 3 liters is a great Sling size, as it's sort of the perfect pocket reliever size. You're not gonna fit a laptop and a big old water bottle in there, but it's just kind of put like the things that you would normally put here, in here, plus a few other things. But if you do wanna put a 24-ounce Columbia water bottle, it should fit. Are we going to sneak this thing in there? We absolutely are. And now that thing is packed out. Back pocket. Oh my God, these zippers are crazy sticky. Holy crap. Seriously, man. I'm gonna need to take a nap after this review. It's exhausting. Back pockets are great for your wallets or if it's a travel companion. Good spot for your passport or boarding pass. And it's great because it actually goes against your body, making it nice and discreet. Oh yeah, we got a phone that we're sneaking in there as well. We pushed this thing to its capacity, but I want to showcase what it can fit, right? Now we've got that hard shell glasses case in the front, and if we cinch the roo pouch, you can see we got a lot of bulk going on, right? This is 6.5 inches. So the bad news is it's gonna look really weird.
If I was a police officer, I would stop you.
I would just arrest me, to be honest.
I would have questions.
Yes,
What's in there?
I would too. Both from the regular police and the fashion police, because this don't look too fly. But if you gotta put more stuff in there, it can fit it. Now let's take the water bottle out of the main compartment and just pretend that we got less stuff in our Sling for the day. And I'll take the hard shell glasses holder. Let's actually put that in the main compartment because I just want to get an idea of this front pouch when the Sling is moderately packed out, which I'd say it currently is. And then we got the umbrella. That goes right there. The one issue with this pouch then is the fact that it's just always a little loose. It has a limit to how tight it can go, right? I have tightened this bad boy as tight as it can go. And it still feels a little loosey-goosey. We're less likely for anything to fall out of the sides at this point now that the main compartment is fully packed out. But on the top, yeah, you know, overall, it's a great additional pocket to have, but it's not gonna be the most secure. One last comfort check. Again, we've got a little bit of motion happening here with this design so it can fit the chest or the back very nicely. And while it does work in fanny pack mode, it's just not the best fanny pack I've ever tested. Oftentimes really good fanny. It's just a bit more padding on these sides to really fit the love handles. Just think about it, right? If you wear a bag on the waist, it's just a little bit different than wearing it on the chest. But I will say, this bag does both pretty darn well.
It's much better on the chest.
Yeah.
Or the back.
Yeah, we're all gonna, the Nomads Nation squad's gonna agree, like it works here, but please, rock it here. Now, if you're really in the market for a great sling fanny combo bag, you can wait till the alternatives, which we'll talk about in a second, or you can always ask any of your questions in the Nomads Nation subreddit. We got one of the biggest bag nerd communities on the web there, and somebody will definitely be able to help you out and give you their 2 cents, either based on their experience with this sling or a different, possibly better sling. Definitely check out the subreddit though. Let's talk about the overall pros and the cons of the Stubble Co Crossbody. Pro number 1, I think it's got a pretty cool look to it in chest mode. Pro number 2 is going to be the innovation and versatility of this kangaroo pouch. And pro number 3 is going to be its really impressive weather resistance. But flipping over to the cons side, that weather resistance could end up resulting in peeling fabrics. The zippers, we do know that most likely will happen for some people. Con number 2 is the zippers, both in the fact that they're not YKK and just how sticky they are, oh my God. And con number 3 for some people out there, this sling is not gonna have anywhere near enough pockets and organization for you. But if you're still watching this review, there's a good chance you're thinking about picking one of these bags up. And if that's the case, just a reminder that we do suggest doing so using the first link in the description, just because that link makes sure that you get the best price. And if we have any discount codes, that's what they'll be. But if you're not quite sold on this particular bag, let's talk about some of the best alternatives that I've personally reviewed. First up, if you're new to the channel, I highly suggest watching the Nomads Nation leaderboard video. This is where myself, Tav, Margaret, and Marissa, the whole Nomads Nation squad, we get together and we let you guys know what our favorite bags that we've ever tested are in distinct bag categories. I'm gonna link that above. It's just the best starting point to see what the best options are on the market. But if we're pretty close to this guy, let's talk specific alternatives. My first being the Evergoods Civic Access Sling 2-liter. This is a great pick for you if you're looking for a better chest bag / waist bag, and the fear of potentially peeling materials really scares you. You just don't want materials to peel. Evergoods does both those things really well. The bag is an incredible sort of dual bag. It works well here, and it just has different selection of fabrics and a bit of a different aesthetic, and they're one of the best bag brands on the planet. They're awesome. And alternative recommendation number 2 is gonna be the Air Day Sling. But basically, it's a great pick if you're looking for a modern, techie, weather-resistant sling, but you need more organization. A lot of pockets in that bad boy, same capacity, bit of a different aesthetic. Honestly, all 3 slings are great, but they have their unique set of pros and cons, so to see which one fits your use case the best, just go ahead and watch one of these videos right here. I'm gonna leave these videos up for a second so you can decide which one interests you the most. In the meantime, if you got any questions, again, be sure to ask us in the comments below or in the Nomads Nation subreddit. Thank you so much for watching. My name is Aaron, this is Nomads Nation, and we'll catch you next time.